Okay, so let's talk about Git. If you've ever heard that word and immediately felt your brain start to shut down, you are definitely not alone. For the longest time, I thought it was this ridiculously complicated thing for, super genius coders. But here's the secret I spent way too much time figuring out. At its heart, it's actually simple. And we're going to get to that simple core today. Does this give you anxiety? Because it gives me anxiety. Before I really got Git, my entire digital life was a mess of files that looked just like this. I'd be working on something totally paranoid that I was going to break it or delete something important, so I'd just save another copy. It was total chaos. You'd have like a dozen different versions, no clue which one had that one good paragraph you wrote, and just this constant fear you were about to ruin everything. It was a really stressful way to get anything done.
And look, it's not just us. This quote comes from Beej's Git to Git, which is the source for this explainer, and I just love how it puts it. Git seems overcomplicated. All the words they use are so weird. You hear about detached heads, merge conflicts, cherry picking. It sounds more like a strange medieval surgery than a tool for your computer. But all that complexity is just hiding a really, really simple idea.
So let's have that aha moment right now together. I want you to forget all the weird words, forget everything you think you know. The one single most important thing to get about Git is this. It's a time machine for your files. That's it. It's a way to travel back to any point in your project's history, see exactly what it looked like, and never, ever lose your work again.
Okay, so what is it really? If you go and look it up, you'll see this phrase, a distributed version control system. And okay, wait, back up. That doesn't help anyone. That's exactly the kind of jargon that makes you want to just close the browser tab, so let's just ignore that and build our own definition from scratch using just two simple words.
Word number one is repository, or as everyone calls it, a repo. A repo is just your project folder. Seriously, that's all it is. The only thing that makes it special is that it has this little hidden folder inside of it called .git. That little folder is the entire engine of your time machine. It's where Git stores all the information it needs to track every single change you make. You don't ever need to open it or mess with it, you just need to know it's there, giving your project folder superpowers.
And the second word, the most important one, is commit. A commit is a snapshot. It's like a save point for your whole project. Think about when you're playing a video game and you get to a safe spot and hit save. That's a commit. You're telling Git, hey, capture what all my files look like right now, at this very second. I might want to come back to this exact moment later.
And right here, this is the whole thing. This is the secret. If you forget everything else from this, remember this one idea. Git just takes snapshots. All the other crazy features, branching, merging, all that stuff, it's all built on top of this one super simple, powerful idea. You're just taking pictures of your work as it evolves over time.
So how do we actually do it? How do we take these snapshots? Well, we're going to learn the most fundamental workflow. I like to call it the core ritual. It's this little set of steps you do every time you've made some progress you're happy with. It's not some scary technical thing. It's just a simple rhythm.
So here's the three-step dance. Step one, you do your thing. You write stuff, you change files, you make your art. Then comes step two, and this one is a little different. You add files to something called the stage. Now, the best way to think about the stage is like you're putting together a photo album. You have this big pile of photos on the table, all the changes you made, and you carefully pick out just the ones you want to put on the next page of the album. That's staging. You're telling Git, okay, of all the things I just did, these are the specific changes I want in my next snapshot. And then, step three, you commit, which is like gluing the photos onto the page. You're officially taking the snapshot of everything you put on the stage. And let's look at what that actually looks like. Once you've changed a file, let's call it myfile.txt, you'll type this into your project folder. Git add myfile.txt. You're literally just saying, hey Git, let's get this file ready. It's going in the next picture. You can do this for one file or for 10 files, picking and choosing exactly what's part of your next save point.
Then, once you've added all the files you want to the stage, you run this command, git commit. The M part just stands for message. Every snapshot you take needs a little note attached to it, so you can remember what you did. This is literally a message to your future self. Something clear like add first draft of report is so much more helpful than trying to remember what on earth you were doing last Tuesday afternoon.
Okay, so this is great. Right now, our time machine lives entirely on our own computer, which is awesome for saving us from deleting our own work. But the real magic of Git happens when you want to back up your work somewhere safe and maybe even share it with other people. This is where things get really cool. And this is where the idea of a remote comes into play. A remote is just a copy of your project, your repo, that lives on the internet, usually on a site like GitHub. Just think of it as your project's backup in the cloud. It's your ultimate safety net. If your laptop falls into a volcano, it doesn't matter. Your entire project history, every single snapshot you ever made, is perfectly safe on the remote.
So how do you send your snapshots from your computer up to that safe backup in the cloud? It's this beautiful, simple command, git push. That's it. This one command gathers up all the new commits, all the new snapshots you've made, and sends them up to your remote on GitHub. It's basically the upload button for your time machine.
And this really shows you the amazing payoff. What's the cost? You have to learn one more command, git push. But what's the benefit? It's massive. Now your work is totally safe and backed up. You can send a link to anyone on the planet to show them what you're working on, and you've just unlocked the door to working with other people because everyone can push their snapshots to the same central place.
All right, so you get it now, right? It's a time machine for taking snapshots, and you know the core ritual. You add, you commit, and you push. So, what now? Honestly, the best way to make this stick is to just do it. So let's lay out a super simple, totally not scary way for you to get started, like today.
Here it is, your first 3 steps. First, just go install Git. It's a quick download, doesn't take long. Second, go to github.com and sign up for a free account. That's going to be the home for your cloud backups. And then the third and most important step, just try it. Make a new folder on your computer, create a simple text file inside it, and just practice that add and commit ritual. Get a feel for it. You already understand what's happening under the hood.
And that kind of brings us to the big idea at the end of all this. For me, learning Git wasn't just about a new computer program. It was this feeling of freedom. It's the confidence to just try things, to experiment with a crazy idea because you know you can always just rewind time and go back to a version that worked. So the question I really want to leave you with is this. What will you build? What will you write? What will you create now that you know you can't really, truly lose your work?
This explainer was generated with Google's Notebook LM, based on cited resources, and is for reference only. Take this further. I am genuinely excited to see what you discover. If you enjoyed this, please leave a rating and subscribe, and comment with other topics you'd like to see covered. Thanks for watching. Until next time.